Sophie Campbell and I'm the Deputy Head at Edgbaston High School for Girls, an independent school in Birmingham. I'm here today with some ex-pupils who left last year to go to university to give you some advice about how to manage the whole overwhelming start of your time at university now that you've got your A-levels and you've chosen the place that you want to study. The first thing I would suggest that you do is plan ahead. So spend time with your family and friends before you leave for uni. Let them help you pack your things, organise your finances, teach you some simple recipes, etc. Because once they've dropped you off at that halls of residence and they've left you, you're probably going to feel like this is the first time in your life that you're actually living on your own and fending for yourself. And that might make you feel quite sad, and that's okay. Spend some time unpacking your things, play your favourite music, have a good cry, because that can often help make you feel better. And then think about going out of your room and meeting some new people, because everybody will be in the same boat. So I'm going to ask my two lovely pupils here, what were your sort of initial feelings when you were sort of dropped off at that halls of residence at your first day at university? What did you do? How did you feel? What advice could you give others in that same situation?
I think I just felt quite nervous. I mean, it's important to remember that everyone really is in the same boat.
I definitely say don't go in with high expectations as well, and be prepared to be disappointed, because there's this whole build-up of uni's going to be the best experience of your life, and it might not be like that, and then it's obviously disappointing if it's not as amazing and fairy tale-like as everyone's making it out. So just be prepared. It's going to be difficult to make new friends, but just push yourself out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it takes time to make friends and to settle in somewhere.
My top tip with regard to freshers is don't go mad, and by that I mean don't drink to excess, try and get some sleep, try and eat some food that has some nutritional content, and don't get yourself into debt in that first week trying to cram as much fun as possible into 1 week of sort of entertainment and making friends. The likelihood is you're not going to make all of the friends you'll ever have in that first week.
Yeah, I think you'd never otherwise expect your whole life to change in a week. And after all the hype of the build up to university and everyone being so excited and everyone telling you how amazing it is, it's easy to think like everything is going to change so fast, but it isn't like that.
And also in terms of freshers events, there will be so many, it's going to be so intense, but you have to be able to say no. You can't book every single event, like you're not superhuman. You're going to crash at some point, and missing like one club night is not going to mean that you make no friends or affect your uni experience at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Like just being able to say no to a few things, I think will definitely help.
And everybody will be in the same boat, so other people will be feeling like you. So if you get to the third day of freshers and you think I can't cope anymore, I guarantee you that there will be others that feel the same. So just pace yourself and be yourself. So there are, school is a fairly small environment, university is a big environment. You will find people who with shared interests and with a shared sense of humour, and there's no rush to do that. You're at this establishment for 3 years probably at the very least. Pace yourself, enjoy yourself, and try and sort of enjoy most things in moderation, as my grandmother always said.
The main thing is just to be organised and know what you've got to get done that day or that week, and just plan it out, make a list, similar to what you would have done with your A-levels. Because obviously your education is the most important thing that you're going to walk away with from university. So if you sort of plan things out, know what you've got to do, and then you can sort of have your fun after you've done your day's work, and it's almost guilt-free then, isn't it? Because you know that you've done what you needed to do and you're ready for the next day.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're at uni for an education. Like obviously it's nice to have fun, and the social aspect of uni is not like anything you've had before, but you need to be able to prioritise your education, get the work done, like you said.
And there is a lot of time, you're at uni for a lot of time, so you just have to split it up well, and you'll find you have loads of time to do more than enough social activities and get all your work done. It works in a different way, I think. Like you do have a lot of work to do and you don't have as much to do day by day. You just have like bigger things to do that you know you've got to get done, but it's not like with your A-levels your teacher would say do this tonight and do that tomorrow.
It's a lot of independent learning,
yeah,
which is something that you're not used to.
So you have to put time in yourself. You're not necessarily told to work for an hour on this project. You're just told that you have to do that for 2 months time. So it's yourself using what you've learned from your A-levels and doing a bit every day.
And like if you don't understand something, you can't really go to your teacher and ask them to explain it. You're going to have to work it out yourself, read online, do your own independent research and study to get a proper understanding of everything.
Yeah, so you just have to be independent with your own studies and think about what you need to do.
Yeah,
I think it can often seem like as well you don't have that much to do. Like I had days at uni where I'd wake up and think I have no work to do today, but I did. It's just that it was bigger projects.
It's not structured lectures.
Yeah, it's not structured like A-levels are and GCSEs, so that's one thing to be mindful of.
It's all down to you to make sure that you're looking after yourself physically and your mental health also, because you're now managing on your own when before you had this sort of support network of your family. Now there's an awful lot of support at university, but like a lot of things that we've talked about today, they require you to be proactive and seek them out. So there'll be support networks at university, and I would suggest that if you know that you're going to be somebody who's going to struggle away from home, that before you go to university you seek out where those support networks are. And of course don't forget you still have your family as a support network, so if you get there, you know, the last thing your family are going to want you to do is suffer in silence. So you can always tell them if you're struggling in any way, shape or form, and let them help you. Now there's also an awful lot of online help that you can access, and they have an awful lot of advice for students online, and they also have a sort of a forum where you can discuss things. There's an awful lot of stuff online that you can access for help and support. And what I would say is I know that most parents would hate to think that you were away from home and feeling that you couldn't then sort of talk to them about any troubles that you might be having, whether they're academic or pastoral, emotional issues. So do bear that in mind. They've celebrated your successes and that's amazing, but don't feel that just because they've celebrated everything and they're so proud of you, they don't want to hear if you're struggling a little bit.
Yeah, so I think one thing that's really important that you'll often just not even cross your mind is to actually register with your GP when you go away to uni. There'll be one on campus at most unis, or if not, just a local one. But I am a perfect example of someone who didn't do this, and then I got an ear infection and was registered with the local GP, and then it took like 2 weeks to get the antibiotics I needed. And another thing, any other like advice that you need, I think there's so many like different services that you can access, more than we even know about, but there's always someone to help you. So many
people at the uni who will help, and their job is to help you. It's just you have to be the person to reach out, and don't be scared. Like, don't feel if you're not fitting in, you can't do anything about it, because you can. Like, I have so many friends who didn't get along with the flat that they were put in initially, and then they spoke to someone and it was easy for them to move into a different flat, and now they've made their best friends there. Like, it's really easy.
Talking to someone always helps. And I also think that, like, don't think that just because you're at uni now everything is on you and that you have to deal with everything yourself. Like, even phoning a friend at home goes a long way.
Don't take your friends for granted.
Definitely, like calling your parents, calling your friends at home can often make you just feel a lot better if you're having a down day, because it is a lot to go through all in such a short space of time. So yeah. And even if you're not sure like who to ask or where to go, asking someone who can then point you in the right direction. So you'll get given a personal tutor when you go to university who can help you with like academic things. But if it's like a personal problem, you can still ask your personal tutor who to ask about your personal problem. So it's just, people will point you in the right direction, even if it takes 2 or 3 people till you get to the person who can actually help.
And this is also a good reason for why you should join societies, because then you'll meet people in the years above who have been through the same experience as you and know who you should go to, so you can go to them for advice, and it'll be a lot better. Make
sure you also, I kind of think like a healthy body also means a healthy mind, so make sure that you're on a budget but you can still eat healthily, and yes, you'll be going on plenty of nights out, but Everything in moderation. As my grandmother always said, don't overdo it. You need sleep, you need to eat well, you need fresh air, you need exercise, all of those things that your parents nagged you about when you were at home.
I think as well, taking vitamins to university. Like I took just like everyday vitamins, and they're really helpful. I think one main thing for me is that I didn't realise how much I'd actually miss being at home. So through the whole application process and the UCAS process, I applied to like my local university, but I just always thought, oh no, I won't want to go there, I want to go away, just because that's sort of the done thing. But maybe if I'd actually thought about it, my decision could have potentially been different. My first year's still been great, but I think definitely when applying and when choosing, really think about, what your life is like at home and how you actually think you'd be moving away and how far away you're going to be and how easily you're going to be able to get home. Because I feel like it's easy just to get swept up in the hype and think, I really want to go to this uni, it's really cool, it's got this, it's got that, my friends are going there, but it might not be the right fit for you. So I think definitely don't just choose a university based on like academic reasons or because your friends are going, or really think about you as a person and look at the different things that universities have to offer and see what suits you best.
Mm-hmm. But I'd also say it's important to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Like moving to a different city, yes, it's difficult, but you're not really going to have this experience anytime soon. So definitely push yourself and think about all those things. But it's different. Like for me, I was really hungry for the independence. So moving out and having like my own kitchen, my own room, like everything by myself, not having to have my parents nag me like 24/7 was amazing. And the friends that I've made like will be my friends for life. It was an amazing year. Like obviously it was intense and there were a lot of lows, but I don't think you can compare anything to university life.